analysis using the 10 pieces checklist to find out if the metaverse play engine is a buy or not. We will go through a due diligence and to my 10 steps research process to find out the pros and cons, and at the end I will tell you if I bought engine and under which preconditions it would be a good buy. This is not financial advice, it's just research that I make public because I'm an educator and I want you to know these things because they are relevant. So let's go in there. Imagine you're a gamer playing here this game and you win against your opponents and you can upgrade your weapons and then you upgrade your home and you upgrade your castle, and then you go to the next game and you cannot take it with you. Now, more and more we are getting in really upset with creating things that we don't own, and the decentral future that we are up to right now is really the solution to this. We don't need to accept any more things that we don't own, and that's why the blockchain games, which are part of the metaverse, omniverse play and have NFT solution in there and even smart contracts, are really the solution to this problem. As a gamer, you are creating things, you are achieving things, you are creating things, and more you don't want to leave them to the company you were playing on. You want to own these things, take them with you into the next game because it's your achievement. And so decentralized gaming is worth watching, is something that might become the new normal in gaming, maybe in 3 years, maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10 years. And there are technologies right now that I was looking at that are doing this right now. So let's dive deep into them. And today we dive into this coin engine. Let's see what engine can do. There is one specific game that I was looking at, which is this one, where you can have Grand Theft Auto in the blockchain version, where again your achievements stay with you, your weapons, your skins, whatever you have created. You don't have to leave it there. It can come with you in the other worlds, where worlds will be like cities. You know, you move to the next city, you take your stuff with you. So let's have a look at engine with our pros and cons, and let's run it through our 10-step checklist. When you do your due diligence, one place is engine.io. NFTs you can use to grow, to earn, to trade. There is also a wallet that I've been testing today. It's working well. It integrates many different functionalities, and I think this is what we're looking for here. On this surface, many NFTs right now being very hot will not be around in 5 years. So what I do with you here is I research what's below them, what is the infrastructure needed, because the infrastructure will be around also in 5 years. But if you look back 2014, the top crypto names, they are not even here anymore. Most of you watching right now, you don't even know these names anymore. So let's try to find out what will be around also in 5 years. And the way we do it here on the channel is to move them through our 10 pieces checklist. And the first question that we always ask is, does it solve a real problem? So in this case, the problem it solves is the omniverse, that you cannot take your stuff with you. You create something, but you don't own it. So it's green omniverse problem. And omniverse, if you're wondering what omniverse means, it's metaverse, but meta in Greek means above something. And so I think it's misleading. I call it omniverse because omni is everything and it's right here. So from here you will be connected to everything, to objects, to people, to events, to assets. Without leaving the place, everything is connected here. That's why I prefer to call it omniverse. I think it's clearer. Then, is it decentralized or not? Also got a green because the ecosystem is big. There are many gamers, there are developers, there are holders, and the gamers really are impressing. 20 million users, that's a lot of gamers, and they are around since 2020. So it's also a little bit de-risked, which we like here. We don't go for the very risky thing. We want to find the de-risked opportunities where reward is very high, but also the risk is as low as possible. Network effects. Yes, it's a two-sided market. It's the first ever multi-chain on Polkadot. They started as an Ethereum block-based solution here as an asset-backed. So if you remember the asset classes, what's the asset class we're talking about? It's an asset-backed coin token, and it's 2 coins, which is a little bit confusing when you find this for the first time, because there is governance token, which is called EFI, and there is the staking token called Engine. We're talking Engine, ENG. And so I find it a little bit surprising why they don't just build on the current token. And then I had to dig deeper. They started building on Ethereum. And as you know, Ethereum is not scalable because it's very expensive. So imagine the gamer here is playing and they upgrade their sword, and their sword is worth $17. But to bring it to the next universe, the next city, the next game, you have to pay an Ethereum gas fee of $80. Nobody would want to do that. And so they had 2 options. They can wait until their own blockchain starts improving and optimizing, which is Ethereum, but Ethereum is taking a long time, as most of you know. And so they said, let's not wait for Ethereum, let's move on the Polkadot chain that has interoperability already, and let's build a governance asset which is built on Polkadot. And now, right now, EFI, Efinity, is the first ever multi-chain token on Polkadot. There is an interesting crowd loan going on right now, and it's part of the parachain auctions. And parachain really means interoperable multi-chain capability, which is the future, because in the future people will not want to think about, do I need an Ethereum wallet or a Phantom wallet or a Solana wallet? They just want to use things, and all of this complexity will be in the background, not on the user interface, not on the surface of things. Of course, it's not yet well designed. It's a nascent industry. Don't forget that the crypto industry as a whole is a nascent industry. Everything evolves in waves. We are at the very beginning of this huge wave. That's why things are not mature yet and not properly designed and not properly working as they should, except the only mathematically perfectly engineered Bitcoin, which is the only thing which is right now working as it should. It's the perfect reserve asset, the perfect store of value, and that's what it's built for. But the rest, things like blockchains that should be interoperable, should have smart contracts on it, the whole DeFi space and the whole omniverse space, they're really nascent at the beginning of the innovation wave, of the technological innovation wave. So competition risk. The competition risk is really high, because many games right now are starting to have the NFT built in them, and still they can compete in terms of competition risk and moat and defendability because they just started a 1 million metaverse fund in March 2021, which is attracting a lot of developers and a lot of users. Inflation, so that's yellow. Inflation risk is fine. The max supply is 1 billion and they have 83% of it in circulation. We like to see that. We want deflationary tokens. Green. The asset class is an asset-backed class. How much regulatory risk is there? A lot. That's why it's yellow. Also, there is some confusion with having two coins. Why? So that was yellow. Velocity, growth in direction, really well. They started 2020. There is some validation. They got the Series A. They have Animoca brands and Crypto.com as an investor. That looks fine. The team, I don't know if the team ever delivered anything before. I went to their LinkedIn bios. I couldn't find anything that tells me these guys are able to deliver it. So I was tending towards red, but then I found a collaboration with the UN, and that might be just that my personal bias, but they have a strong pull towards NFT for good, and they have a cooperation with the UN Global Impact, and so that moved it for me from red to yellow. But if you are not so much into changing the world for a better place, then this might be a red for you. Community, community, 20 million users. And let's go back to this, because changing the world or not. Now, many of us here discuss crypto as a pure wealth creation asset, which is definitely is. There are many asset classes in here that are just great for wealth creation. But we can do wealth creation in multiple ways. We talk here about earning systems, saving systems, investment systems. There are so many ways we can do money. It's really important to me and to the people I work with that we create wealth that is healthy and decentral and distributed for everyone. It's not just about getting rich. It's about creating wealth for the majority and creating wealth in a way that is equitable and distributed as much as possible. Why? Because it's easy for us to pick the projects that are improving the world to be a better place. It's not hard to do, and you can still find your 10x and 100x possibilities there. It's not either or. We can do both. We can create wealth and improve the world. So when I see that, I prioritize that. Community with 20 million users, strong community, really strong. When we go to the technical analysis, so let's see what's it doing today. Let's move to trade view engine right now. Let's look at the week and at the day. If we look at the week, engine is at the top of its Bollinger Band, which is usually where you not want to buy. The RSI is 69. At 70 you want to sell in crypto, and below 30 you want to buy if you're looking from a trading perspective. We are investors, we are not traders, so we don't look so much at daily and weekly activity, except for one thing, for the entry point. When is the best moment to enter and when is the best moment to exit? But we don't change this on a daily basis. The decision is this valuable enough and solid enough and self-healing enough that it will be around here short term, which is 12 months, and long term, which is 3 years. So with an RSI of 70, I wouldn't buy here. And let's look at the day. How is the day going? Day looks a bit better. It's around fair value here, and the RSI is 60, has cooled down a little bit. And as you can see, with the price of 3.38 $8. Today it's moving towards cooling down to its fair value line and moving average. And one thing that we can see and that I'm observing many times is when the Bollinger Bands contract. This is interesting to watch because in a bull market, and we are right now in a bull market, remember the wave theory, everything develops as a wave also in the markets. And so in the wave theory, when you're in a bull market and the Bollinger Band contracts many times, you will see a spike upwards after it. It's different in a bear market, but right now this one is it's not an entry point if you own Engine. It's late for that. But if you don't own Engine, if you are constructing a portfolio that needs some metaverse play, because in the next bear market, when Bitcoin will go down, all altcoins will go down, and there are a few things that will stay up and go up during that. And Engine might be one of these things. I've observed over the last week that when Bitcoin goes down, there are 4 things that go up, and Engine was one of them in my portfolio. Now I have only observed that over 2 weeks, so it's not scientific enough, but for me it gave me confidence to increase my bag. And this is when I share with you that I have been adding Engine to my bag. I had Engine already in my bag, and I have been adding Engine at 3.1 again. Now let's go back to our analysis. Technical analysis right now a bit overheated, so don't go in if you don't have if you have Engine already. This is not the moment to buy. If you don't have any and are thinking about the metaverse, now you have many more informations to make an informed decision. What about the price predictions? I've been collecting all the price predictions I did find 5 crypto analyst houses. And when we say crypto analysts, I have to laugh because they have no idea also. But of course, they do their work and collect the numbers that they have. And so these analysts aggregated say that 2021, they expect the price around $4. Now we are at 3.3 and it's November. Then 2022 they expect 5, and 2025 they expect it to be at around 14, and then 2030, but I don't take 2030 really seriously. Analysts see it at 72. It's now at 3.3. You do your own research, you do your due diligence, you go into their communities, Discord, Telegram, etc. See how the atmosphere is, check back the team and do your due diligence and create your portfolio accordingly. Hope that helps, and let me know what else do you need analyzed. I'm happy to do it. Keep rolling.